Test this something in there.
Test. Hello. Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, we are attempting to live stream and having great difficulty, but hang on a second. Let's see how our sound is. Test 1, 2.
Yes. Hello. Hello. Hello, everyone.
This might be working.
I think we're working.
Hello, we are. I think we're working. Live stream and having great. All right, let me find it on my phone. This is our first. There it is.
First time trying this.
Turn that down. Okay, maybe, just maybe. Okay. Hello, I'm Jeremy.
And I'm Dawn.
I'm Joanna.
And we've been doing a few videos about Disney World. We wanted to try some live streams maybe once a week and do some giveaways. And the way I'm trying to do it is giving us a fit. I'm trying to use a big camera, stream through a cell phone, and it looks a lot better and it works a lot better as far as like the quality. But as far as making it work is a huge pain in the butt. So anyway, that's why I don't think anybody was quite on there yet, but we started and then it cut off and then the mics didn't work. And anyway, we'll keep
Hopefully
tinkering.
we're here.
I think we're here. But we're going to talk about some Disney stuff. Yesterday, Joanna did a Haunted Mansion, sort of a secrets video, and you did good.
You did.
Yeah.
I only had
details.
I did have to cut out. She got to rambling on about the cats as they walked in one time, and then she tried to give away multiple items. So we cut that out, but it's okay. Mm-hmm. We are not giving away anything on this particular live stream, but we are going to start giving away stuff, random stuff, when we do these live streams. And I think next Monday at 6, we're going to give away a Disney t-shirt. Dawn has a whole room of machines that she makes t-shirts and cups and all this stuff. And we're going to pick a good design, and that way whoever wins it, like, you can say, hey, I want like this color and this size, and we can make it just for you and ship it to you. We've already gave away, I think, several pins on these podcasts we've been doing, and that's going well. But I think we're going to flip over and start the giveaway stuff on the live feed. I think it'd make it easier. So
yeah,
tune in next Monday, which will be what date? 13th, I think, at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to give away a shirt or two. Tonight, I wanted to talk about things that make you growl at Disney World. And by growl, I mean
roll your eyes or
people do crazy stuff,
stupid things. I might have to put a cat up.
We're going to have to put a cat up first because she is having a fit. Right, I think she wants to be on here, but when she gets back, we'll start it up. I made a quick list of things I could think of, and there's probably a lot more, but we'll start doing these on Mondays. I know it'll take a good while to get people consistently on here, but once I think everybody figures out we're always doing it on Monday at 6, it'll work. Anything you want to talk about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there anything I can talk about?
Yeah, whatever.
You're drawing a blank.
I don't know.
It's okay. You'll think of something in a minute.
All right, so let's talk about things that make you growl at Disney World. And it's not super common, but it's multiple times when we're there, we kind of look at each other like, come on.
Use your head is, I guess, pretty much.
Probably the main thing is when a big family, or even it ain't got to be a big family, a group of people's together congregated in a very busy area, which is a lot of Disney World. If you're going to stop and talk or whatever you're going to do, pull it over to the side. It kills me when we're trucking along at full steam and all of a sudden a group of 6 or 8 people just stop and block the entire crowd of us and people behind us and in front of us. And it's like, use your head. Mm-hmm. And I know sometimes it's accident. I can't say that I've never done it, but a lot of times I don't think it's so much of an accident. And it's like, come on. This happens a lot.
A lot.
And the worst time to be in the crowd of people is like after the fireworks, and it is a mad house because everybody's trying to leave, and everybody's trying to. October, I think it was, we were trying to get to the Crystal Palace, and we had to cross that sea of people.
Oh yeah.
And all the cast members are like, "You got to go that way." And we're like, "No, we got a reservation right there." And they were like, "Good luck." And good luck it was. We made it, but all right, that's number one. And I don't really, other than just pull it over to the side, like we got a stroller usually with us, with her. And like most of the time, if I know we're about to stop or chat or whatever, I'll get over real quick before I stop walking and stop. I don't just stop in the middle of the path. Mm-hmm. Number two, families that let their kids run amok in line. And what made me say this, I've got it on video, but I wouldn't put it on YouTube. We were in line for, I think, Little Mermaid, or maybe it wasn't. It was something. Actually, I can think of two times. One time was Little Mermaid, and this kid just bolts up under the little stanchion things, and I would have walked around there and got the kid, but they just stand there and look at it, and then they start hollering and all this, and it's like, go get your kid. Or maybe I could have been by myself on that one. I don't know. The second one was we were going to Tom Sawyer Island, waiting.
It's in the water.
Yeah,
we're waiting for the boat.
And about 2 ropes over, a kid is going berserk and bolts loose. I'm talking about a little kid.
Like this kid, I don't think she was probably even 2.
And takes off down the dock toward the water. And the family just stands there. And like, I almost want to go grab the kid because I'm just like, I'm just waiting for us to have to do a water rescue. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and not a good one. Well, finally, I mean, the kid's gone out of sight. Finally, the mama or whatever walks over there and rounds up the kid. But I was just waiting to hear a splash. But we're at the water.
And people in front of us were like, whose kid is that?
Yeah. And there's a big open thing where you load the boat and you can fall into the water, and this kid takes off towards it anyway. Yeah. Watch those kids. And there's a ton of people there and kids there and all this stuff. Take an air tag to be safe. Take whatever you need to take. Now, granted, Disney's Disney. They're not going to lose your kid, I would hope. But the family's, and third, Disney Springs.
Disney Springs. We were just casually walking, minding our own business, and all of a sudden this dude comes straight for us.
Frantic.
I mean, like panicking,
screaming
yelling
his daughter's name. Yeah. And this goes on as we walk like a quarter mile. He's completely lost his kid. Like, at this point, go to security and tell them what's going on. And like I say, I don't think the kid's going to necessarily escape the area, but there's water and there's God knows what could happen. So I don't get it.
Just watch your kids.
Yep. Speaking of kids, if you're going to take a small child to Disney World, and I know it costs a lot, but take them and give them a nap or something in the middle of the day. I think people take very small children and try to keep them at Disney World, at Magic Kingdom or wherever, for 14 or 16 hours, and these kids are screaming and hollering, and it makes everybody's day awful when you can just mosey back to the hotel for a little while, give them a little nap. It won't be the end of the world.
And then come back.
Because it is a disaster, and it happens all the time. And nobody wants to be trying to watch the parade, and there's a kid screaming for its life beside you because it got woke up at 6:30, and now it's 3 o'clock, and it normally has a 1 o'clock nap, and it's not going to get a nap, that sort of thing. So at least pull off somewhere and let it sleep in the stroller or something.
Our kid doesn't even take naps anymore, and we'll still go.
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes we'll still take her back to the hotel. Sometimes just let her chill out for a little bit.
Yeah. And I know, like I say, I know it's a lot of money, and you don't want to waste it, or you do we've swapped out before, and I've been like, here, you go do whatever you do. We're going to go to the hotel for a little while, or vice versa. Number 3. Or 4, whatever we're on.
Whatever we're at.
This is just my list. I'm sure we'll come up with more. And that is, if you're going to take a stroller, which I highly recommend, if we didn't have a kid, I would take one for Dawn to push me in. Because you can put all your stuff in there. You ain't got to have a locker. You ain't got to do nothing. But know how to fold it and use it before you try to load up on a bus or a Skyliner. Or we were behind a fella, and I got this on video too. We were headed toward the Skyliner, and there's signs everywhere. If you got a double stroller, you got to fold this thing up before we get on. He's dropping biscuits and blueberry muffins. There's stuff just scattering out of this thing.
I forgot about that.
Like the screen and Hollywood one, like that's what I've been thinking.
What?
Like,
oh yeah, hang on. We'll get to that next.
We'll let you say say something about that.
But know how to fold it up. I seen a guy getting on the bus to Magic Kingdom, and there's they're like the first family on the bus, and everybody has to stop and wait because this guy can't figure out how to quite fold this stroller up, and everybody's just like. And it's not like a brief pause. This is like we've been standing here for 3 or 4 minutes, and this guy's blocking the door, and he's, oh God.
Just go ahead and take your stuff out of your stroller too.
Honest
ready.
to God, the stroller we have now, I practiced at home last year or whenever it was a couple times. Like, this is how it folds. This is how stuff don't fall out. Whatever. And then we got a game plan. Like when we get on the bus, I know what Dawn's going to do. She knows what I'm going to do. Sometimes she's asleep, but we get her woke up before a minute or two before we need to get on there, as to not cause any of this drama. The next one Joanna's going to talk about.
When there's parents with babies, they would just take a to the hotel and give them a little nap because they'll be screaming and hollering, and the parents wouldn't even know.
Well,
They know, they just
it sets her off when a baby's squalling
She
or
doesn't
screaming.
like it at all.
And it affects all the other children, not all, but a lot of the other children around them. That goes back to if the kid's mad or whatever, feed them or let them take a nap or do whatever you need to do. But it makes everybody around them.
I think that's Joanna's biggest thing is the baby's crying and screaming.
Yeah.
She just can't handle it.
It hurts my eardrums.
It does hurt your eardrums.
Number whatever we're on. I was doing the video, and I got this on video. I got all this stuff on video, but I wouldn't want to put it on here and call these people out. I was in line for Pirates of the Caribbean. There was a big family in front of me. I'm talking like 10, 12 people. And there's a ton of people behind us. I'm by myself. I'm behind this big family. And every time the line would go, they're in a big circle talking and playing on the phone and doing whatever. And this family ranged from like probably 60 or maybe even 70-year-olds all the way down to teenagers. So the first time it was just kind of like whatever. But I mean, the line had got like 10 yards ahead of us a good ways. Well, they walk up, and I'm just thinking, here we go. The next time it gets like twice that. And the lady behind me was like, hey, walk. And I was like, I wanted to do that, but I don't want to be rude. This happens like 3 or 4 times. I mean, we got people backed up behind us, shoving and pushing. I mean, not like hard, but you know what I mean. And these people have a gap from like a long way ahead of them. I'm not talking about a couple steps. I'm talking about like 20 or 30 steps. So we get to where you load onto the boat or the line before they tell you where you're going to go on the boat. And they do it again. Well, the cast member lady, and I would have done this too. I ain't trying to say anything bad about this cast member, but she was like, hey, move forward. Well, they didn't do nothing. I mean, they're just like zoned on this phone or on whatever they're talking about. And she the whole room goes quiet. She's like, hey, because she's got the whole ride blocked. I mean, this group does. And she goes off. I mean, she tells them, y'all need to pay attention and whatever. And she had done told them what line to get in, and they weren't paying attention. Anyway, everybody was angry. So just pay attention to your surroundings and what line, if you're in line, keep up. Something just went off. Hang on. But every time we're there, I'm like, we need to, and I know it's funny because the people that watch this will probably not be the people we're talking about. But it all boils down to, I thought somebody had commented, but I can't get it to figure out.
I can't see anything.
Anyway, it all boils down to pay attention
Because it's a very busy place.
Yeah.
Very busy place. Just pay attention.
You could lose a kid, or you could do a number of things. Number 17. If you're going to take a picture on a dark ride, turn off your flash and turn off your light or anything like that. And I ain't had too big of an issue with this. A few times it's kind of made me grunt because, like, I take my little thing and I'm videoing and all this, and I never bother anybody or make any sort of big commotion or draw attention to myself or whatever. We own a haunted mansion. It's a dark ride, of course. We get into the seance room with Madame Leota, and the guy in the doom buggy beside us fires up the video camera on his phone, and all the lights, it illuminated that entire room. Half the effects didn't work. I mean, this room's lit up. And I thought, okay, he'll figure out my bad and turn this thing off. Oh no, this goes on. And finally, I was getting pissed, and they're like, hey, turn off lights or whatever they said.
No flash photography, no.
And it says that at the beginning of most of those rides. And this was the first time I ever had somebody fire up a full-blown flashlight, million lumen flashlight or whatever was going on there. But just use some sense. And I can understand you turn it on and be like, oh, God, you turn it back off. But this wasn't the case. He's just like, yeah, filming Madame Leota. And it like, oh, God, I just turned on something. I done got so wound up. Like you can, the whole room's lit up. It killed the whole vibe. I mean, and we've rode it a million times, but I was just sitting there thinking, what if the people on the other side of us, this is the first time they've ever rode this thing, and it's the only time they're going to get to ride it. And here's this cat with a light on, killing the whole thing. And there's also some cell phone etiquette with this. I take my little video things, and I don't do anything wild, but if you're going to video with your cell phone, according to the situation, your screen is probably going to be on. And if it's really bright, just turn it off. Put it in your pocket or disable the screen or something. But when you standing there, I can't think of an exact circumstance on this, but if you stand there and killing the whole thing because you got the room lit up with your cell phone, not good.
Oh, yes. And this is probably completely different than what he's saying, but I'm not talking about 6 foot social distance, but please be aware of people in front of you while you're waiting for fireworks or waiting for parades. I remember we were standing in the middle of Main Street waiting for the parade, or not the parade, the fireworks to start. Okay, I was in my own little thing. We had gotten there like 15, 20 minutes early. Joanna had gotten out and she was on her daddy's shoulders. And
we'll talk about that in a minute too.
Okay. And then, so I'm just standing there minding my own business. And all of a sudden I see this camera come above my head that I know did not belong to Jeremy.
I may have a video of that too.
And there was this guy that was standing behind me.
This joker's got a phone
right in front of me.
I'm not kidding. It was like I didn't made the decision a millimeter closer, and I'm gonna say something first, and then I'm probably gonna knock that phone out of his hand. Because I've never seen nothing like that.
Just back up.
And it wasn't just like they were close. He literally held over
touching me just about
over her head. And what I'll say about the fireworks situation is everybody wants to see it. There's we let her stand in the stroller sometimes, which would put her roughly about the same height as some people. But it never fails. I remember the very first time, and it's not, I didn't leave it on the channel. I didn't leave it live, but the very first time I was going to live stream fireworks was, I think, in October, and they were at the hotel. I'd been standing there forever doing my thing, and right when it gets time for fireworks, somebody puts a 12-year-old on their shoulder and blocks everybody around them. So, okay, we got to move over or whatever. But most of the time I end up putting her on my shoulders because people in front of me do something stupid to where she can't see, even if she's standing in the stroller or whatever. So I don't know. There's so much.
Or we're in the back, like where there's not really anybody in front of it or behind us.
People just kill me. And everybody, is going to be filming the fireworks with their phone. That's okay. It's going to look like crap, but it's okay. But it just never fails that somebody's going. One time, and it wasn't really, I guess, anybody's fault, but we were wanting to get at the very back of Main Street where they normally take pictures at the photo pass people, and Dawn asked them, "Are y'all going to stay here for fireworks?" And they said, "No, in a minute. We're going to mosey on."
So we stood there.
So Dawn basically said, "Well, when y'all move, we're going to wait and just kind of jump where you at. No big deal." We stood there 10, 15 minutes. Well, and I think it was like a manager or something, basically came to get the girl and say, "All right, let's put it up till after the fireworks." And she kind of they brought their tripod and stuff toward us and kind of blocked us. Not anybody's fault on that. But here we are standing forever, and these people, redneck people, come bolting in and like push through us and get where we want to be. And it's just like,
Yeah.
So there's just so much rudeness, especially around the fireworks. And God forbid, when the fireworks are over, everybody pushing and shoving, trying to get out of there. There's no way I would leave immediately after the fireworks. I could only imagine how bad the buses and stuff would be.
And don't get us wrong, we don't have Disney rage or anything.
No.
It's just,
I just thought it'd be something good to talk about.
This would be something good to talk about for our first time.
And it's a very small percentage of stuff that happens. But Lord, it's just like, use your head. And I read stuff online occasionally about people threatening a cast member because they got a path blocked off, or I live streamed from the castle. Oh man, I had it set up perfect. I got beside a trash can. That way nobody could like get up in my space. I set up a little small tripod right in front of me, basically between my legs, so that I wasn't taking up no extra space, trying to be nice. We get there like an hour early, and these people come right at the last minute, and they're like leaning, and I don't even have nothing on the trash can, but I just got beside it so that people couldn't.
Yeah.
And I think there was a pole on the left side of me, some kind of a...
It was like a horse pole where they put the rope on.
So anyway, I'm minding my own business. Well, here come all these people piling in. And there was a tray on top of the trash can, and these people are leaning all over it. Well, they knocked the tray off in the middle of this parade, and I'm just thinking, if this thing hits this camera, I'm going to lose it right now. And like I say, I don't have anything elaborate, like taking up a lot of space. It's coming, like, it's right in front of me right here. But the tray falls off, hits me in the ankle, and it's just like, back up. If it wasn't Disney World and I didn't think I'd get escorted out, I'd probably get a little more wild with these people. But
there was somebody in my space at that one too. We've been standing there for a while, and they just come right up and just stand right in my space, blocking me.
I'm gonna start bringing like a hula hoop with some suspenders on it and wearing it.
This is my bubble.
And I know everybody wants to see stuff, but you also got to realize you're going to have to line up a little early for the parade. You're going to have to line up a little early for fireworks sometimes. There's only certain spots you can get unless you get there early. Our first night at Magic Kingdom, I think it was in October, I knew we wasn't going to get a good spot, but we got the best we could get over near where Tinkerbell flies. That's where I got my video of her flying. No big deal. Like, I'm not going to squall about it or try to ram through some crowd. It's okay. But anyway, let me see what else I got. It's just common sense. Yeah, but I think what it boils down to is you got little Joanne over there that has paid $5,000 for her family to be there, and she's going to get up in there for them grandbabies no matter what.
Everybody's paid.
Yeah.
To be there.
Let's talk about, we were on the Jungle Cruise having a good time, and this particular kid kept standing up, and we barely got going, and she stopped the boat. She said, "We cannot continue unless everybody's sitting down." And she said it that way as to not call out the people directly in front of her. So I'm looking like, who's she talking about? Okay, the kid's standing up. About 3 times on that trip, these people ain't even got their hands on this small 3-year-old kid. He'd stand up. Here we go. We go to pull up on the dock. The skipper people on the dock are pointing. She locks it down. And it's like, my God, if this kid stands up again, I'm just going to throw it in myself. But anyway, it's just common sense.
Watch your kids.
Maybe I should apply for some sort of a job, a safety, but I'd want to tell people like it is. I ain't going to be nice. a safety control man at Disney. Get on the bus. We ain't waiting no long. This door gonna close. You gonna get left for another 30 minutes. Anyway.
Better get on.
Parade and fireworks etiquette. I wrote that down. We kind of talked about that. If you've never been or it's been a while, I'm telling you, after the fireworks, it is like everybody turns around and at one time tries to walk out of the Magic Kingdom. Mm-hmm. And my trick, if you want to call it that, get to the Emporium, because the Emporium goes all the way over to the Crystal Palace, and then you can kind of get out of some of that stuff. And when I'm trying to, that's an awkward sound. When I'm trying to live stream, I'll just pick up my stuff and get over beside a building or something while I take it down or do whatever I need to do. But it's wild. And people will be pushing and shoving and hitting people with strollers, and I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm trying to think of anything else that sticks out to me. I'll think of them when we're there, but Lord, most of it boils down to common sense, though. Just pay attention and know that if you're walking down a path, there's probably all kind of people around you moving at about the same speed, and if you lock it down, you're going to cause a pile up.
Yes, and just be aware. I mean, I do understand everybody's on their phone trying to look at the maps, you're trying to do lightning lanes, you're trying to book them something to eat, but just be aware. Scooch over to the side, stop, see where you're at.
Yeah.
I always have to be like, hey, to get somebody's attention so they're not going to run into us. Because they'll run into you real quick.
They'll plow you down.
Like goats.
Yep, that's what I do. I say, psst.
It's just common etiquette.
Yep.
Common etiquette. I'm trying to think about stuff on rides that we've seen, but I think we've touched on. I feel like every time we're on Living with the Land, they make the sit down or stay in the boat or whatever announcement about the time you get to the greenhouse. But I don't really think I've ever seen anybody stand up. We seen that large dog on there with that lady last time.
Oh yeah, that was a big dog. It was a big dog.
Huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a potbelly pig or something and tell them it's my comfort pet.
Yeah, there was so many animals this time. Like so many, I guess, dogs.
I know they get a lot of flack for the whole DAS pass thing where they restricted it and all that. But I swear to you, there are so many scooters at Disney World, and I'm not talking bad if you need a scooter, but I'm talking, we've seen people jump out of them scooters, young people, and bolt into a ride, and it's like...
But do you really need to be in that scooter?
So sometimes I just question some of that. I completely understand if you got a condition or older, and you can't walk that far or this side or the other. And I don't know how many times I've seen a cast member tell people, you can ride that scooter, but you better get that 3-year-old or that 5-year-old or 10-year-old or whatever. You got the whole family piled on this thing. And then last time we seen a girl and her mom on a scooter. I don't know if the mom needed to be on it or not, but she was a younger lady. The girl was like 15, 16, and she's just having the time of her life. She's bolting through crowds, going left and right, and I'm just going to say that was, that's all I'll say. And then I was going to talk about something else. I forgot now. But I think that could get out of hand pretty easy. And maybe it did. And maybe that's why Disney backed it down a little bit. But it's just wild. I'd love to ride a scooter up in there, put my stuff on it. Yeah. Don't have to walk. I think 13 miles is what we walked last time. But it just don't make sense. Strollers are a little weird because like the cast members move them, I guess, and try to keep them together. So sometimes you go out there and they're moved or they're whatever. Put you an identification thing on it if you can. Mm-hmm. But also, you got some people who can't drive a stroller bouncing through there. And you got some people that don't pay attention. You got a stroller. So you got to be careful. But I do enjoy the stroller. We put our lunchbox up under it. When she gets cranky, we put her in it. And we roll out.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
What put you in it?
Lunchbox.
And the lunchbox. And if she needs a nap, she
just goes to sleep.
Or if we need to go by the hotel.
Lunchbox.
No, not in the lunchbox. We put you in the stroller. Not in the lunchbox. No, we don't put you in the lunchbox. We do not put our child in the lunchbox.
Oh, Lord.
Do what? Oh, yeah, you wouldn't fit. Do you need to say anything?
Yeah.
What you gonna say?
Some families just let their kids just run wild.
Do you run wild?
No,
No.
I don't. So the other kids do while the parents they stand there watching.
Yeah.
And the other time we were at Disney Springs and this dude kept hollering this name because I guess he lost a kid.
Yeah.
Yep. Hopefully he found her. I'm sure if he
I'm sure they
didn't,
did.
we'd have seen something on a group or something. But
Yeah, like we said, please watch your kids.
just pay attention to the surroundings.
Pay attention.
Yeah,
And I couldn't imagine being there with like a bunch, 4 or 5 kids and all that mess. But even then, you could do it safely.
Yeah.
But keep some snacks with you. Keep them kids happy. Anyway, we'll quit jabbering. But this was our first live stream. It'll take us a little time to figure out all this stuff and how exactly to do it. But do be prepared for them on Monday evenings at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And also be prepared. We're going to give away some stuff starting next week.
Yeah.
So be on there. And I'll post about it wherever I can. And it'll be good.
Yep.
It'll be really good. I still got a bunch of videos coming out. I hadn't even started on our December videos. We got the Haunted Mansion video coming out soon. And I think the last several October trip videos. So we already got,
Stuff.
yeah, there's a lot of stuff. But thank
And we're
y'all
going to February.
for watching, if you're watching this after the fact. And
like and subscribe.
yeah,
And to get notification about the Never Miss a Video or podcast
there you go.
ever again.
Ever again.
And
Ever again.
remember, if you're at Disney, please pay attention to your kids.
Thank y'all for watching.
Thank you.
See y'all.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.